Hey guys! What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Waldorf. If you're new here, hello. So happy to have you. See what I'm like doing these weird things is not me. Okay. So for today's video, from the title you already know, we're gonna be chatting about if Seattle's the right place to move for you, if you should move here. It's 2020. I just spit everywhere. Along with that, I also wanted to talk again about why I moved out here and why I thought it was the right decision for me. If you're new to my channel, you might not have seen my previous videos on like why I moved to Seattle, things like that. So we're gonna chat about it all right now. Before I get into the video, I just want to make a disclaimer that everything that I fucking say ever in my videos is my own opinion. It's not a right answer, it's not a wrong answer, it's just my opinion, and if you disagree with it, awesome, just do it in a humane way. Don't be super negative. I mean, you do you, but like, let's just be nice. Now that we're all in quarantine, I feel like we all have this time to just like sit, relax, and think about things. And being unemployed, I've had a lot of time on my hands. Please support me. I will link my Venmo below. And I think that I've had this time to think about why I really moved out here, right? And I think you guys kind of already know, right? Like I felt a push, I felt a pull to be out here. I'd never visited before, I didn't have family out here, and I just felt like I needed to be here. It was an up-and-coming city, I feel like it still is, and it's also a really expensive city. Like I kind of wish I would have chose a cheaper city, if I'm being completely honest. But here we are. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of back history on why I moved to Seattle and my journey out here if you're not familiar with it. So this upcoming June will be my 4-year anniversary out here in Seattle. Holy shit, I cannot believe it's already been 4 years. So long story short, a week after I graduated, my best friend and I drove out here. I did not have a job. I had about $2K in my pocket, and yeah, it was a weird, scary time. Like when I look back on it, I'm like, who is she? Who was that girl that did that? Because she's pretty cool and I want to be friends with her. I'm not sure if I could even do that now. Like I feel like there was such a sense of like adventure and spontaneity in that girl, and now I'm just like, ooh, I'm unemployed, scary. So I grew up in a very small town in the Midwest, and I went to college in the Midwest, and I feel like going somewhere new was just like such a new adventure, and it was so exciting, and I wanted that, I craved that. I think too, like just from doing some meditation and therapy, that there was some stuff that I was trying to run away from, some stuff that I felt like I never dealt with or didn't want to deal with, and that was just, I felt like if I left, I could kind of just leave that stuff in the past, and that's just not how that works, is it? I've really learned as well that I wanted to be in a city where nobody knew me. I think that's super refreshing, and there's just something really special about that feeling. I think too, now that I've been unemployed, I felt this like sense of freedom that I had when I first moved out here. I moved out here because I wanted to make something of myself. I wanted to accomplish my dreams and my goals, and I've realized now that I've been fired and let go that with that job, I wasn't doing that. Like that job sucked the life out of me, you guys. It was a 9-to-5, and it wasn't what I wanted to do. I loved the people I worked with, but that was kind of it. I didn't like the work I did. And I came out here to not do that, to not fall into a 9-to-5. And it's been a blessing and also a curse that I've been unemployed, right? Like I'm happy that it's happened, but I'm also really fucking scared. And I'm in that place where I was when I first moved out here, where I didn't have a job and I didn't have a lot of money in my bank account. I'm literally right there. Like I don't have a job, I don't have a lot in my bank account. And it's scary, but it's also like maybe the push that I needed. So that's where I'm at right now. I want to stop talking about me, and I want to start talking about if you should move out here. Let's start with the simple question, should you move here? My answer to that is I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know if you should move out here, but I do know that if you're feeling a push or a pull to be out here in Seattle, then you should fucking be out here. Why do you want to be out here? Really establish that and then do it. I think there's a lot of people that are always going to laugh at you and tell you, no, you can't do that. You can't move out here. You have 2K. There's no way. And let me just, this is where people get really upset with me. I'm not telling you you should move out here with only 2K. Save as much money as you feel like you need and then move out here. I'm just saying that if you want to be out here, you'll make it happen. You'll figure out a way to live here and to live anywhere for that matter. Maybe it's not Seattle, maybe it's Portland, maybe it's Denver, maybe it's LA. I don't know. If there's a city, a place that you want to live so bad, you can do it. You gotta figure things out, and you gotta know why you want to move somewhere. You don't don't just move somewhere because it looks cool, it seems like a cool place to be. Move somewhere because you feel that push, you feel that pull, that intuition to move out here and make it happen. I'm not a spontaneous person. I'm somebody who plans a shit ton, and this was by far one of the most spontaneous things I've ever done, just to kind of get in the car and move out here. And I'm so thankful that I did it, you guys. Look, it was tough. It still is tough, especially now that I'm unemployed. It is still tough, but if it's where you want to be, I know that you'll make it happen. Just know that if you get out here and you absolutely hate it, you can go somewhere else. Like, at least you tried it, you know? If this is where you want to be, make it happen. Okay, all right, let's move on. Things to consider. I wanted to make this list because I feel like it's important. Things to consider if you want to move out here. I think, in my opinion, the weather has a lot to do with the way people act, and it has a lot to do with the disposition of people. It's pretty gloomy. According to research I found on the interweb, there's an average of 71 sunny days in Seattle, which isn't that much. That's not a lot of sunny days. We have a lot of gloomy days. Today is one of those days. It's very gloomy outside, and I just think, for me and for a lot of people that have reached out to me, that have moved here, that have moved back, that have stayed out here, weather is a huge thing. If you are not a fan of the gloom, if the gloom gets you down, this might not be the best place for you. So please research the weather and just get an understanding of if you can handle it and if it's a good fit for you. Another thing to consider is there is no income tax here. However, there is a pretty high sales tax. I think it's around 10%, if not 10%. Yeah, it's high and it adds up. I feel like going back home, I feel like I'm so rich because I'm like, there's no sales tax on clothing. Oh my God. Like, it's just, it feels cheaper, you know? So 10% can definitely add up. And same with on alcohol. I think there's a 10% tax. So it can get pretty expensive, you know? Obviously housing and such is very expensive, but then when you're adding on other things like sales tax and also gas, I feel like is more expensive, especially than in the Midwest. Like, the Midwest gas is so much cheaper. Every time I go home, I'm like, whoa, the gas is so cheap. Can I like take this back with me? It's pretty expensive here. Do some research on the difference between money, where you're from and where you're going. You know, is it so much higher out here? And if so, how are you gonna budget that? How are you gonna, you know, plan for that? So keep that in mind. Another thing is traffic it's getting worse. Obviously we're in quarantine right now and I feel like it's pretty chill, right? Like, it's quiet, but traffic's a real thing out here. And I think people always are like, oh, New York traffic, oh, LA traffic, but Seattle traffic is a real thing out here. And I'm not gonna dance around it. I think that we have it pretty bad and it's only getting worse. So biking is really popular out here. So you can maybe consider biking. Biking's a huge thing. Ooh, there is a lot of tech out here, which I feel like I don't really need to go into. There's a lot of tech, Amazon, Microsoft, etc. We got a lot of tech bros. Speaking of bros, there is more men out here than women. And I remember when I was moving out here, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I will find my man. No, it doesn't matter that there's more men than women out here. Don't make that a reason to come out here, because that's a dumb reason. I'm telling you right now. If you're coming out here because there's more men than women, I'm telling you right now, it's just not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't feel like there's more men out here. I will tell you that right now. Public transportation is pretty good. I don't have a lot of experience with other cities, but I feel like for the most part, I feel like they do a really good job with the public transportation, and they're only expanding. What else? So we do have a very large homeless community, if you are not aware. So if that is something that you're trying to stay away from, maybe don't go to any city, but we do have a very large like homeless community. Moving on, I want to just chat with you guys about how is Seattle going to be doing after COVID-19. I don't know. I have no idea how it's doing right now. I feel like it sometimes feels like we're falling apart. It sometimes feels like we're never going to get out of this, but at the same time, I think during the quarantine, I have seen more people come together I've seen more people come together than I've ever seen since being out here. I feel like there's such a sense of community and such a sense of collaboration and working with one another and supporting one another. So I feel like Seattle's gonna be okay. I know Seattle's gonna be okay. I feel like overall, I think with most cities, there's gonna be a lot of hardships and there's gonna be a lot of rebuilding, but we're gonna come out of this stronger. And I know it's a scary time, and I know there's so many people that are like thinking of moving out here and changing their minds, but if this is where you want to be, I say go for it and do the research, do what you need to do to feel comfortable to live out here and make it happen. That's it. That's all I got, you guys. So I know this video was a bunch of rambles and just tips thrown at you guys, but I hope that it sparks some sort of inspiration or some sort of solution to any question that you have. Definitely leave a comment below if you guys have any questions for me. I appreciate your support, and I know that this is a really weird time to be existing, but we'll get through it. Anyways, guys, if you have any other questions, I'm a little bit more active on Instagram, so feel free to follow me there. It's just at rachel.waldorf, and that's kind of all I got. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon. Okay, bye.